How are we, everybody? You're very welcome along to this week's Anfield Agenda One Football crossover video. We team up with the guys at One Football to bring you all the latest Liverpool transfer news and rumours. Don't forget you can download the One Football app entirely free from the link in the description. One Football has got everything that the football fan in you needs for the season ahead. League tables, augmented reality feature, breaking transfer stories, statistics, everything that the real football fans out there want, all free. All in one fantastic app. There is a link in the description that lets them know that we sent you their way. But as I said, as far as free apps go in the football world, this is right up there with the best. In fact, it is the best. So don't waste any time. Download the One Football app straight away after you watch this video, because we got to get the video out of the way. But let's get straight into it, ladies and gentlemen, and let's talk about all the latest and greatest stories regarding Liverpool Football Club. First one up, we want to talk about Mohamed Salah, and particularly Liverpool fans' reaction saying just get him signed up. It is unanimous. It has been put out there on any platform in social media. We, the Liverpool fans, have definitely spoken on this one, and the vibes coming out around the Salah camp and the Salah situation seem to be getting more and more positive. As the article suggests and shows, Liverpool fans are in no doubt that he deserves to be the club's highest paid player, that the club should do whatever it takes to keep Mo and make him happy, and I get the feeling that we're getting towards it. I don't think it'll be too long before we see a here we go, shall we say, or a job done with Mohamed Salah and the contract. Now, Rami Abbas has been tweeting a little bit back and forth. Some, I suppose it depends on how you view it. Some of it may be a little bit cryptic, some of it may be a little bit snidey, some of it may be a little point to the owners. I don't know. But we as Liverpool fans are all absolutely unanimous in our verdict that Mohamed Salah should be offered a new improved deal. He should be the highest paid player at the club. Just look again, record breaking. First person to score on 5 opening Premier League days. First person to do it. He got a goal and 2 assists in the opening day victory over Norwich. The numbers speak for themselves. And look, I get the feeling that the club aren't silly. The club know the mass appeal of Mohamed Salah. The club know his value to the squad and to us fans as well. So I would expect, although there mightn't be a rush in it because the vibes seem to be good, I think they will get it sorted. And I do get the feeling that we'll have Mohamed Salah tied down to a brand new shiny deal to join the likes of Fabinho, to join the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson Becker, who else is signing deals? Caoimhín Kelleher, Harvey Elliott, I'm probably missing a couple off the top of my head here as well, and potentially Jordan Henderson very soon. But look, the gist of the story is Liverpool fans are unanimous. We want Mohamed Salah to sign a new deal, and we want the club to make it happen. So no surprises there, but I always like to try and start off on a positive. The second story of the day is about Graham Souness believing that Liverpool needs to go out and sign a midfielder. Now, we can look at this in a couple of ways. When the transfer window opened, we thought that the positions that were going to be strengthened were centre-back, ticked, Ibrahim Konate, done. We spoke about an attacking player coming in and a midfielder, but the midfielder always seem to be bottom of the list of priorities. Now, Graham Souness seems to think a little bit differently, and I genuinely don't know where I sit on this one, because I understand Graham's point about Jordan Henderson getting a year older, Gini Wijnaldum needing to be replaced, James Milner getting another year older, but I also believe that with Curtis Jones there, if even one of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain or Naby Keita can stay fit, Thiago having a healthier, better season, I think we have enough bodies there. I do, but I also thought we may be able to get away with not replacing Dejan Lovren, and look how that worked out. So what I would say is, for me, I want us to add to our attacking creativity side of it. So whether that's an attacking midfielder, whether that's a wide attacking player, that remains to be seen. So I guess I disagree a little bit with Graham Souness on the urgency. I think that next summer, look, I've made no secret of it, I think Liverpool will go in for Jude Bellingham next summer, and that could be where we see the place freed up, because I don't think James Milner will stay on with the club after this season, maybe in a player coach role, which would be great, but I do think we will start to see some more space freed up. And let's not forget Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, young players coming through as well. So we need to be mindful of the squad places. We need to be mindful of these guys getting the opportunities, as well, of course, the youngsters coming through. So I don't know if I would be in agreement with Mr. Souness with regard to that being the priority. I would rather some type of creativity, attack minded player be the priority, rather than a Gini Wijnaldum replacement. But it does look like the area of the pitch we're most stacked in on paper But if you quickly start taking away or adding maybe an injury to Jordan Henderson or Naby Keita or Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, maybe a thigh strain for Thiago, and if all of those were to come along in a one particular period of time, yes, we could find ourselves a little bit struggling a little bit. But look, it's hard one to argue against, because I can see where Graham Souness and other pros, I mean, I've seen Gary Neville speaking about it and many others, that they think Liverpool need to add a midfielder. I think we need cover in the front, but I'd also like us to bring in a midfielder as well. It just so happens that the midfielder that I'd like us to bring in, it looks like he's not available till next summer. So I guess myself and Mr. Souness will have to agree to disagree on this one, but still an interesting topic to talk about. The next article, the story emanates from the Express, and they reckon that Liverpool are getting ready to lodge a £40 million bid for 23-year-old Ismaila Sarr of Watford. I think he scored 13 goals, had 10 assists, something like that last season. And here's my question on all of this. Why would the Watford club or the Pozzi family's stance change from when we first knocked on the door to try and sign Ismaila Sarr, when we signed Diogo Jota? We got the answer that the price that they wanted from him was around the £50 million mark, and that they wanted the majority of that to be paid up front. At least that's what was reported. We have since, of course, signed Diogo Jota, and Watford have found their way back up to the Premier League. So it would be a very odd move from my perspective if Watford were willing to let Sarr go. It would be like admitting that they are a yo-yo club, that they're happy to go back up and down, that they haven't really got the ambition to stay up in the Premier League. And you got to ask yourself, what's Ismaila Sarr worth to them staying in the Premier League versus what would the difference between losing him and potentially being relegated be? I don't know what the Pozzi family stance is, and I don't know what vibes Liverpool have been getting back off Watford with regards to any structure of any proposed payment. But I've also seen numbers that are a lot higher than the 40 million being spoken about here. And for me, in this scenario, if we are going to go out there and buy somebody who's proven to be able to play in the English game, whether it be in the Premier League, whether it be in standing out in the Championship, I'd still like us to add another few quid in and go and look at Harvey Barnes. But that's not what this article is about. It's about Ismaila Sarr. I genuinely don't know. I think something will have had to have changed in the stance of Watford from the way the deal will be structured. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a player that could go in the opposite direction. But, I can't sit here and deny that he's a player that the club have been linked with, because obviously we have been, as of many other Premier League clubs. But we did sign Diogo Jota, and I don't know if we'd knock the same door again to probably get the same answer. So for me on this one, I think there's better value to be had. I would much rather we went and looked at somebody like Doku for around 43 million quid. Looking at the valuation Ron have put on him, I think Michael Edwards may get that a little lower, but certainly a player we have showed interest in the past, and I know one that a lot of Liverpool fans would be very happy for us to sign. So I don't really know where else to go with it other than watch this space. The final article of today, ladies and gentlemen, states that Liverpool could face an obstacle or competition from the likes of Juventus or Arsenal in their proposed pursuit of now transfer-listed Houssem Aouar from Lyon. The article goes on to say that because of what is deemed as a bit of a instability in the dressing room, or a bit of him kicking up a bit of a fuss behind the scenes perhaps, that they have transfer-listed him and he will be available. Arsenal have made no secret of their desire to sign Houssem Aouar. They've bid in previous windows, and Arsenal are doing a bit of business at the minute, bringing in Ramsdale. They've also looked like they've agreed a fee for the kid from Real Madrid, Odegaard, that they had in on loan of around 30 million. On top of that, to Ben White. I start to wonder where they're getting this money from, and would they really be able to stand in Liverpool's way if Liverpool wanted to sign him? Juventus also interested, but I do like to read in the article that Liverpool are deemed as an obstacle to all of these clubs, which just goes to show right now under Jurgen Klopp, with the squad that we have, how well thought of we are around Europe. So would I take Houssem Aouar at Liverpool? Well, yeah, I would, especially for the 25 mil that I've seen mentioned and floated around. But he will move on, I think, in this window. Obviously, as things stand right now, Liverpool are also talking to Lyon with regards to Xherdan Shaqiri going over there, and there's a bit of back and forth over the price that they're willing to offer and the price that Liverpool want. So I don't know, again, adding 2 and 2 together, I might be making up 5, but perhaps something could be done there. And if you ask me, bringing in Houssem Aouar to replace an outgoing Shaqiri and maybe putting on 10 to 15 million pound on top of that would be very good business in my humble opinion. You do always have to be careful when you hear the word attitude mentioned around the player though, because one thing we know about Jurgen Klopp is he will not bring anybody into the football club who he thinks will destabilise our dressing room, because the vibe around Liverpool Football Club has always been top notch under Kloppo, and it's definitely got a feel good factor to it. So I'd certainly happily have him at Liverpool, but you know, that's the one word of caution I would say. So look, ladies and gentlemen, that brings to an end the latest Anfield Agenda One Football news show. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, all the stories are available completely free on the One Football app. You can find a link to download the app in the description of this stream. It is entirely free. It doesn't matter if you're in the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, wherever you get your apps from. Download it. The link below lets them know that we sent you their way, and helps in our relationship with them moving forward as well. Any comments that you have on the video or thoughts on the things that we've spoken about, please do put them in the comment section below. And most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to download the app. Lots of love to you guys, and I'll be back soon with another one of these Anfield Agenda One Football news crossover videos. Thank you very much.